5, main engine ignition, all 3 engines up and burning, 2,
To whom it may concern.
1, and liftoff.
Lift? What is this, some Hollywood liposuction? Lift? You know we ain't about all that. Welcome to the Skull and Bones Show.
All right. Welcome to Skull and Bones Radio. We are Skull and Bones. I am Jean Perrion.
Yeah, you is.
I'm joined by Mickey 3 Jammers.
You good-looking devil. Good-looking you.
Mickey 3 Jammersfield. Let's go ahead and get the plugs out there. You can find us on skullandbonesradio.com.
All day.
You can also check us out on the iHeartRadio app. Most importantly, the iHeartRadio app.
That's right, baby. You know, or just iHeartRadio in general, whether you got in the car, you know, maybe you at home, bored as hell at your job, and when your boss passes by and you realize you turned the corner, he's not looking no more, you just pull up the computer and bam, you just start listening to us right there. It's as easy as that.
Hang on. We're on social media, right? You're the social media guru, so make sure you get those out there for him.
That's right, baby. You know how it goes. How does it go? Skull and Bones Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and what's the other one?
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, right?
Oh man, I'm about to get fired from my own job. That's right. That's right, because we don't got Snapchat. Or maybe we do. We just don't.
We don't got no Snapchat. Anyways, yeah, find us on all the social medias. We do have a very good show lined up for everyone. So, without further ado, we will get right into it.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Why don't you tell everybody what you did this weekend, Jean?
Oh man, my weekend was very eventful. I had no work, so my weekend consisted of running around with the my well, I'm not in a relationship, but my lady friend.
We're gonna deny it till the end.
Yeah. My Friday night consisted of pizza at the house. I started watching the new documentary.
Oh yeah, which one?
The Defiant Ones. I'm telling you, dude, if you haven't seen that, I think you'll like that.
Defiant Ones?
The Defiant Ones. It's with HBO. It's basically centered around Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, and kind of like their history, essentially.
Jimmy Iovine, the record producer guy?
The record producer, the record label guy.
Oh, man. He's from Interscope Records.
Yeah.
Dude, he goes all the way back to, like, Fleetwood Mac days. He used to bone Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, I was going to say, they talk about that.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, like, they go into, like, the Dr. Dre assaulting...
what?
Yeah, a news lady. Like, I watched that. It's a 4-part documentary.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, they're each like an hour long. So I binged that Friday into Saturday morning. Saturday consisted of just running around, doing some shopping. Nothing eventful. I'm sure it was nothing as good as what you got into.
Oh, you know what? Well, let me tell you. It was quite a weekend. So I had to work this weekend, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then talents around here start getting paid to show up to concerts and whatnot. Okay, well.
You got an appearance gig?
Hey, man. Well, it was somewhat of an appearance gig, but let me tell you something, dude. Like, it tripped me out. Okay, first off, I went down to the urinals. I had to pee real bad, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I know you're not supposed to drink on the job. I kind of was. Whatever, man.
No,
you show up to a concert.
It was a rock and roll?
Yeah, man. It was a rock concert. And so, I grabbed me a couple burrs, and then I had to pee real bad, right? So then I went on down to the this gets nuts, but I get on down to the men's restroom, and right there in the urinal, and I start, taking a leak, man. I whip it out, and I'm going to town, trying to, like, let all the beer out and all the coffee, because, I never drink water. I'm always dehydrated.
Yeah.
And so this big-ass dude, like, I'm like 6 foot, and this guy must have been, like, 10. He was, like, way taller than me. He comes standing next to me. He was a big old giant. And here I am, like, holding my wang, like, pissing in the urinal, and this dude's just looking down at me. And I caught him, like, out of, what do you call it, peripheral?
Your peripheral vision, you caught him?
Yeah, I caught him, like, looking at my junk. And then out of my peripheral, I see him, and I'm like, oh, no. So then I look up, and I'll see, you ever saw James Bond?
Which one?
Oh, the one with Jaws. Remember a guy named Jaws? He was, like, really big. It was like the old James Bonds, like, back in the 80s.
I don't think so, but he was a big dude?
Oh, my God, he was huge. And so, like, I'm looking up at this guy, and he's looking down at me. But I notice as I'm looking at his eyes ain't making eye contact with me. He's looking down at my junk.
No.
Yeah, dude. So I think he was, like, trying to do a comparison size.
That's one of those awkward moments where you make eye contact and you acknowledge it, but then you should maybe look away. But there was no eye contact here?
Well, I don't know what his deal was, but I'm making solid eye contact, be like, what are you looking at kind of thing.
He was looking at the one-eyed snake.
Yeah, exactly, man. It made me feel like a little, and I'm a big guy, and I felt like a little Chiquita. What are those things called? Little, Yo Quiero Taco Bell, what kind of dog was that?
Little Chihuahua.
Little Chihuahua. I said Chiquita. A little Chihuahua, and that guy was like a Great Dane. Like, that's how big he was. I was like, man, this dude's crazy. But anyway, so he's like looking at my junk, and I'm like, whoa, dude. So and of course, I pack up my my goodies real quick, and I try to get out of there as fast as I can.
Kind of stow it away.
Yeah, man. It was like I was like, dude, what's up with this guy? So okay, we're only just getting started on this one. So then I go sit down because once I do the work part of everything, I go sit down, and there's like 2 empty seats to my left. All right.
Okay.
So 2 empty seats to my left, and then this drunk broad comes over, and instead of like sitting on the seat that's furthest away from me,
She sits right next to you?
she sits right next to me.
Well, maybe she liked you.
I don't know, man. She was a little obnoxious. She was a little tipsy, I'm sure. But anyways, it was crazy, though, because then she starts, like, with her right hand, she goes to, like, set down her beer, which is obviously right next to my left leg, right? Because
Yeah.
she's sitting just to the left of me. And she goes to set down her beer, and when she brings her hand back up, she's, like, rubbing my leg as she's coming back up. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I was like, all right, maybe she, like, brushed it by accident or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so anyhow, it starts like crawling its way like a spider. Her hand becomes like a spider.
What?
Like, yeah, dude, like starts crawling up my leg and starts moving inward.
So, hang on. Was she attractive at all?
Yeah,
Because
I mean, she was-
like you weren't. It sounds like you didn't want this. Like you weren't too happy with it.
Well, I'll tell you what. It was kind of like it was one of those things where it's like I don't know. I think it was a cool story to share.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. For some reason, I kind of felt violated. I mean, she wasn't a bad-looking girl at all, but I just felt violated for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But maybe I know why. I'll tell you why. But real quick. So she starts making her hand over, and she starts trying to jerk my gherkin.
In public, in front of everyone.
Yeah, dude, she didn't care, man. I don't know. Maybe she had one too many cervezas. I don't know. But, dude, she was going crazy. So, anyhow.
Well, hang on. At this point, or do other people, like, is it kind of obvious what she's doing?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There was some older, well, I don't want to say old people. We'll say some older folk who were, like, sitting not too far away, and they're, like, staring at me, and they're staring at her, like, what's going on here? You know, like,
Yeah.
this is a public place. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. So eventually, it was kind of funny because she took some seats from some other people who were, like, out walking around or whatever,
Yeah.
and they eventually came back, and they had to go get security. And they had to, yeah, dude, they were telling them, like, not only this chick, like, jacked both their seats, she was, like, you know, trying not to let either one of them sit there. And they had to tell the security, like, how she was, like, trying to molest me and whatnot.
So, can you say what event that you were at?
I can't for reasons that on contractual
Okay.
reasons.
And now, was this an event where this kind of behavior would typically be acceptable? Was it like a rock event or a rap event?
It was one of those kinds of events. Well, man, you trying to pinpoint me
Okay.
right here.
Well, here's the thing. This is why I asked, because I went to one of these summer kickoff type of things where, you know, the big thing is going into summertime, so they have
Sure.
a concert. So I went to one of these events, and the music was, you know, top 40. So
Okay.
it wasn't like, you know, you get the older demographic. It was a bunch of kids, you know, the
Right.
tweens.
Sure.
And at this concert, I remember in the lawn section there were reports of two people having sex in the lawn area.
What?
Yeah, and this was like everyone was talking about it. It was a big thing.
Jeez.
And this is one of these events that you don't typically get that kind of behavior at.
Sure, right.
You know, this is where, you know, you bring your families, your relatives, your friends, and everyone shows up to have a good time, not to be kind of insulted or whatever by, you know, kids having sex in the lawn.
Well, I mean, I think that makes for an interesting time, but I was not at like a summer kickoff pop concert thing. This was like a private concert thing.
Okay.
And so anyways, I was asked to come out and be there. So that's under
Oh,
contractual reasons. Yeah.
You were asked to make an appearance?
Yeah, I was asked to make an appearance. I felt like a little rock star,
Okay.
but for contractual reasons, I can't really talk about it because it was like it was a private event.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, so this chick, you know, like I said, she sets down her beer, and then when her hand comes back up, she's starting to like, you know, spider crawl her fingers up my leg, and then eventually it kind of moves over. You know what I'm saying, to that one jungle-ish part. I only say jungle because I haven't shaved in a while, so it's a bad bush down there right now.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I eventually was like, I had to swat her hand, bro, like her hand was a fly, like whack, get out of
Yeah.
there, whack, whack. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Like,
that red light.
yeah, man, like leave me alone.
Red light behavior.
So, anyways, but it got me thinking. I was like thinking, like, why was I feeling so insecure? Why didn't I just roll with it? You know what I'm saying? And it got me thinking. You know, sometimes as dudes, you know, when we're not like standing truly tall and proud at our Statue of Liberty size,
Yeah.
maybe we get a little insecure with ourselves. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe if you haven't done like your manscaping or
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, maybe just his eyes in general, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why I felt a little like kind of weird at the urinal, because I think maybe that big old tall of a beast who was looking
Yeah.
down on me, I think he was. You ever go to Walmart and like you see people and you're just like, you feel better about yourself because you go around there, you see kind of people who shop at Walmart. You're like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
I feel better about myself.
Yeah, it could be worse, right?
Actually, I shop at Walmart, so I can't even make fun of them. But I think that's what that big tall dude was doing to me at the urinal. And so anyhow, with this broad, man, she, I think it was kind of the same thing. I think I was feeling a little shy and bashful, and they got me thinking. So when I went home that night, I Googled penile atrophy. How do you spell that? How do you say that?
What do we got here? Atrophy?
Atrophy. There you go. Penile atrophy causes. Because I was feeling like, man, maybe I'm not up to par. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I came up with. It says, man, that took a long time just to get to this part. Jesus Christ. But it says, what are the most penile atrophy causes? Because I feel I might be a victim of this.
Yeah.
It says, this article written by frequent site contributor David Janes lays it all out for you. I guess that's a shout out to him. It was unintentional. But I need to mention something before I send you over to David. If you go through this list below and none of the 8 items apply to you, take a look at this other article. So we'll save that other article for another segment, I guess. But it says inside you'll find another common cause of penile atrophy that didn't make the list. Now it says here's David's reasons here. So it says 8 reasons why your penis is shrinking. That's right, your penis might very well be shrinking. It's not a truth that a lot of women want to face, but here it is. It's funny because we just had somebody, one of our old ITs, or one of these old buddies of ours walk in the studio, and he's just like walked in on that penile shrinking thing, and his face was just like, what are you guys talking about? So anyways, it says, number 1 here, penile atrophy caused by low testosterone. As we age, our penises get smaller. It's just a fact of life. Dang, man, I think I'm losing a lot of testosterone.
I feel like there's a point where it gets, I don't know why we're talking about penile size. I just thought about that, but
hey, man, it says your penis is going to shrink.
There's a point where you you increase and then maybe you plateau and then it decreases.
Well, obviously when you're a baby, it's small. Then you gain testosterone through your adolescence and it grows.
Only you would pick a topic.
And then as you get older, as everything, like you start losing your hormones, man, your testosterone. So then your junk starts to shrink again. So that's what it says. It says for some men, as men get older, their testosterone levels naturally decrease. And one unfortunate side effect is a smaller penis. I think that's what's happening to me, man. Maybe that's why I'm becoming more and more insecure with my penis size, because maybe I'm just losing testosterone, which isn't my fault.
Speak for yourself, man.
All right, well, it says the reason your penis shrinks when your testosterone levels drop is pretty simple. Testosterone and other sex hormones are key to restoring your penis. Without regular restoration, your penis muscles start atrophy, whatever that means. A second consequence of lower testosterone as you get older is that your penis is less sensitive. Oh, wait, I think I've been feeling this lately, too. It says with less sensitivity, it's harder to stimulate, which makes it more difficult to get an erection, and oftentimes a worse erection when it does happen. This, of course, is on top of all other downsides, having low testosterone levels, including lower sex drive, higher blood sugar, weight gain, and arterial hardening, and disruptive sleep patterns. Man, that's what's happening to me. I just self-diagnosed. Anyway.
Now you know.
Now you know.
The more you know.
All right, so we'll kind of move through this one real quick. That way we can get through all these. I don't even know what half this stuff means, but it says penile. Number 2 is penile atrophy and arterial plaque. What does that mean? What's arterial plaque?
Arterial plaque?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Casey James, you know what that is? He just walked in the studio. Okay, so none of us are geniuses. None of us know
what does it read?
That's what you mean underneath the description.
The description.
It says officially called atherosclerosis. This is essentially the same process that happens in the arteries leading to your heart that causes a heart attack.
Oh, so it's literally, if you look ahead, it's literally like a plaque buildup inside your arteries.
So what, your penis have an artery or what?
Yeah, as you get older, you literally get plaque buildup.
Ah.
And the problem gets worse.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I do see that now. It says that. It says as you get older,
so
plaque builds up.
So all of these probably apply to you because you're very unhealthy, right?
I am? I don't think so.
I feel like you are.
Hey, man, well, sometimes you live a rock star life. The lifestyle takes its toll.
Whatever you got to tell yourself. What does number 3 read?
Number 3 is elevated stress hormones and penile atrophy. Hey, man, you can relate to this one.
See, you're talking about how you're stressed out all the time.
All the time, man. You ain't even lying.
Look, I'm looking at number 4 now.
What is number 4? Smoking and penile atrophy. Oh, well, let me tell you what.
Wow.
People ain't supposed to know I smoke, man. I quit that a long time ago, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying?
So all of these literally apply to you.
Okay, let's look at number 5. It says prostate surgery and penile atrophy. Was that you? Didn't you have prostate surgery? Yeah, man. I know you're trying to keep it a secret and all. Hey, everybody out there, he had prostate surgery.
See, man, that's why don't nobody like you, 'cause you little gossiping they'll make stuff up.
Hey, man, 'cause you over here trying to make me look bad. I got to get something at you. Number 6. Number 6.
Wow.
Number 6. Why don't you read that one?
Belly fat